A very good morning to all the students of class 8. My name is Prerna and I'm your English teacher. And today from your English book Skyline, we are going to be reading chapter number 4, which is a play. So let us start reading this. Here we go. This is chapter number 4 and the name of the play is King Lear. Now, let us read the introduction of the play to understand what is happening in this play. This play is about Lear, the old king of Britain, who decides to give up his crown. He declares his intention to divide his kingdom equally among his 3 daughters. However, before he allots the portions of the kingdom to his daughters, he puts his daughters through a test. He asks each daughter to tell him how much she loves him, telling them that what they receive from him will depend on the answers they give. To know what the daughters say and how Lear rewards them, let us read the play. Let us understand the characters. So you have King Lear, of course, the king of Britain. You have Goneril, his eldest daughter. Then you have Regan, the second daughter of king. Then you have Cordelia, who is the youngest daughter of King Lear and also his favorite child. The Duke of Albany, that is nobleman, husband of Goneril. Then you have Duke of Cornwall, who is the husband of Regan. And then you have the Earl of Kent, that is an advisor to Lear. So now the stage is set and then enter King Lear, Cornwall, Albany, Kent, Goneril, Regan, Cordelia and attendants. So all the 3 daughters, the husband of Goneril and Regan and the advisor, all of them enter the court along with King Lear. King Lear, he says, give me the map there. Know that we have divided it in 3 our kingdom and this our fast intent. So now the king is saying that give me the map of my kingdom because I intend to divide it equally among 3 of my daughters to shake all cares and business from our age. So King Lear declares that he has divided his kingdom into 3 parts and wants to give them to his daughters, conferring them on younger strengths while we, unburdened, crawl toward death, our son of Cornwall, and you, our no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish. What is the meaning of conferring? Means to give. Unburdened means without any, and publish means to declare. So the king is saying that I have to declare that how much portion is given to the respective daughters. Our daughters' several doors that future strife may be prevented now. Tell me, my daughters, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first. So now King Lear declares that he wants to divide the kingdom now so that any future quarrel between his children might be prevented. He doesn't want his daughters to fight after his death. Lear says that he will give the most to the person who loves him the most. So he's telling his daughter, so you tell me how much do you love me? He tells his eldest daughter to be the first person to speak and say that how much she loves her father. Goneril says, as much as child ever loved or father found, a love that makes breathe poor and speech unable, beyond all manner of so much I love you. So Goneril, the eldest daughter, she says that I love you just a way a mother loves her child, or just a way a child would love the father. That is the kind of love I have for you. And the love that I have for you cannot be described in words. Cordelia, the second daughter, she says, side, what shall Cordelia do? Love and be silent. Gondel tells that she loves him as any daughter loves her father. She says her love to her father is so great that it makes her breathless and unable to speak. Lear of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with plenteous river and wide skirted meads, we make thee lady to Tyne and Albany's issue. Be this perpetual, what says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall, speak. So now, after listening to how much Goneril loves her father, he says that this is a particular area. He marks a particular area on the map and says that this is the amount of land that I'm going to give to my eldest daughter. He says, and the area which is given to Goneril, it has a lot of rivers. Plenteous river means plenty of rivers. There are meadows, there are farms, and he says that it is also for Goneril and her child. And then he tells his second daughter that Regan, he tells his second daughter that now you tell me how much you love me. Regan, sir, I am made of the self same metal that my sister is. Only she comes too short that I profess. Myself an enemy to all other joys, which the most precious square of sense possesses. And find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness love. So Regan tells her father that she agrees with her sister and adds that nothing gives her greater joy than to love her father. So Regan in a way just elaborates what Cornwall has said. Cordelia, the youngest one, she is standing aside. Then poor Cordelia. And yet not so, since I'm sure my love is more richer than my tongue. Cordelia thinks to herself that her love is stronger and richer than the words that her sisters speak. King Lear, to thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, than that conferred on Goneril. Now our joy, Cordelia, what can you say to draw? And so now again King Lear is asking his third daughter that you need to tell me how much you love me, a third more opulent than your sisters, speak. Pleased by Regan's reply, Lear grants her another 1/3 of the kingdom. He asks Cordelia what she has to say. So what did Cordelia reply? She says, nothing, my lord. King Lear says, nothing? And she says, nothing. King Lear says, nothing will come of nothing. Speak again. So King Lear is telling his youngest daughter that if you do not express your love for me in words, then I'm not going to give you anything. She says, unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, nor more or nor less. King Lear says, how Cordelia, mend your speech a little lest it may mar your fortune. So King Lear is telling his daughter, his youngest daughter, that be careful with what you say, Cordelia. You are not able to impress me. If you are not able to do so, then you are going to destroy your future. Cordelia merrily says that it is her duty as a daughter to obey, love, and honor her father. Cordelia, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duty back as our right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. King Lear says, but goes thy heart with this? Cordelia says, good my lord. King Lear says, let it be so. Thy truth then be thy door. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of hectic and the night, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity, and property of blood. And as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever. King Lear is disappointed with Cordelia's answer. He declares that Cordelia is no longer his daughter and no longer related to him. He decides that Cordelia will get no part of the kingdom. Why? Because Cordelia says that I really cannot express what you have done to me. You are the one who's given me birth. You are the one who has given me, education. You've brought me up so well. But to describe that or elaborate that is not something that I can do. It is all in my heart. This makes King Lear angry, and he says that now you will not get any share from my kingdom. Kent, good my liege. So Kent is the advisor. King Lear, peace Kent. Now here he's telling his advisor that you stay out of it. You keep your mouth shut. You don't have to say anything. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. Dragon, the king is referring himself as a dragon, and wrath means anger. So King Lear is warning his advisor that you do not speak between me and my daughter, because I'm really angry, and it might happen that you will have to bear the consequences of this anger. I love her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight. So be my grave, my peace, as here I give. So King Lear is saying that I thought that she would, speak a lot about how much she loves me, what I mean to her, but she has not spoken anything. She's really hurt me. She's really disappointed me. So do not speak between the two of us. Her father's heart from her, Cornwall and Albany, with my two daughters does digest this third. So now the Earl of so what happened that King Lear says that even this third portion is going to be equally divided between my two daughters, that is Cordelia and the eldest daughter. The Earl of Kent starts to protest, but Lear asks him not to interfere. Lear declares that he is very angry, as Cordelia was his favorite and he loved her the most. He divides this portion between the two daughters, that is between Regan and the eldest daughter. Kent, Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, as my great patron, thought on in my prayers. King Lear, the bow is bent and drawn, make from the shaft. Kent, let it fall rather, though the fork in weight. The region of my heart be Kent unmannerly. When Lear is mad, what wilt thou do, old man? Think it thou that duty shall have dread to speak. When power to flattery bows, to plainness honors bound, when majesty stoops to folly, reverse thy doom, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment. The youngest daughter does not love thee least. So now the advisor Kent, he's telling King Lear that if you think that your youngest daughter, she doesn't love you, you've really mistaken. The judgment that you're pronouncing, that is completely wrong. Please reverse your judgment, rethink over it, because your judgment is not appropriate at all. The Earl of Kent tries to explain Cordelia's love to King Lear. He declares that Lear must have gone mad to believe in the flattering words of his other two daughters. Kent asks Lear to change his decision, declaring that Cordelia loves him the most. King Lear says, Kent, on thy life no more. Kent, my life I never held but as a pawn, to wage against thy enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being the motive. Lear asks Kent to be silent, but Kent, he still tries to convince King Lear. King Lear says, out of my sight. Kent says, see better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye. Kent asks Lear to think again and continue to consider him as a good and true person. King Lear says, O vassal, miscreant, laying his hand on his sword. Albany, Cornwall, dear sir, forbear. Kent, do, or whilst I can vent clamour from my throat. I'll tell thee thou dost evil. Kent finally declares that he thinks what Lear is doing is evil. It is an act of extreme harshness. King Lear says, hear me, recreant, since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we durst never yet, and with strained pride to come between our sentence and our power, which nor our nature nor our place can bear, our potency made good. Take thy reward. 5 days we allot thee for provision to shield thee from diseases of the world, and on the sixth to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk to be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death away by Jupiter. So now King Lear is so angry from his advisor Kent. He says that you better leave my kingdom. I'm giving you only 5 days to leave. I'm giving you only 10 days. Within 10 days, you have to leave my kingdom. Ken says, fare thee well, King Sith, thus thou wilt appear. Freedom lies hence, and banishment is here. To Cordelia. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly thinkest and has mostly rightly said. To Regan and Con- Gondrel. And your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. As the Earl of Kent leaves, he blesses Cordelia for being truthful, telling her that she had behaved properly. Kent, the advisor, he tells Regan and Gondrel to act according to what they have said. After Kent is banished, Lear calls the King of France and the Duke of Burgundy to court. They both want to marry Cordelia, but Burgundy refuses when he hears that Cordelia is not going to get any part of the kingdom. The King of France, however, is convinced that Cordelia is a good person and decides to marry her and make her the Queen of France. After Cordelia departs with the King of France, Lear declares that he will spend half of the year in Gondrel's palace and half in Regan's. He starts to spend his days at each palace with a group of servants. Kent, disguised as a servant, also joins him. Lear soon realizes that his daughters, that is, Gondrel and Regan, they do not want him. He is treated cruelly by both Gondrel and Regan. He realizes that all the statements that these two daughters had made about loving him, respecting him, were untrue. Driven mad by his anger and grief, he runs away into the wild, followed by Kent. Meanwhile, the King of France prepares to invade Lear's kingdom, which is now ruled by Gondrel and Regan. Kent sends a message to Cordelia telling her of Lear's condition. Cordelia finally finds Lear, who asks her to forgive him for having been so cruel. However, Cordelia and Lear are captured when the French armies are defeated. Gondrel and Regan give orders for Lear and Cordelia to be killed. Kent and others manage to rescue Lear, but Cordelia dies. Lear, unable to bear the pain of Cordelia's death, dies at the end of the play. So, what is it that we have, what lesson have we taken from this play? A very important lesson of life, that no matter if people, sometimes it happens that some people try and show that, oh, I like you so much, I respect you so much, I take care of you so much, I love you so much. So we should not get swayed away by what people show to us, because it is human nature to always show the best version of yourself in front of others. But you need to be careful to see through that who is the person who really loves you and who is the person who does not. I hope you like the play. Thank you so much.